Some of Australia's most respected military commanders are calling for the Defence Force to acquire killer drones. The former Army Chief Peter Leahy says the ADF is vulnerable to potential adversaries armed with lethal unmanned drones. He argues without urgent measures to get the drones in service, Aussie soldiers could be killed in combat.
We really don't have a drone defence capability. We have missiles, hellishly expensive to shoot down a cheap unmanned aerial vehicle like we're seeing in the Red Sea, like we're seeing there in Jordan. We just don't have that capability. I think we need to get about it really quickly. Somehow we've just got to get off our arse and do something about this.
For more analysis, joining us live now is Professor Peter Dean. He's the Director of Foreign Policy and Defence at the United States Study Centre. Peter, good to see you. Thanks for your time. Just take us through what sort of drone capability Australia actually has and whether or not you agree with this call for us to do a lot more in this space.
Oh, look, I think General Leahy is correct in his analysis on this. We need to do more. This was flagged in the Defence Strategic Review, and we've also seen the implications, as Peter spoke about, of what's happening in the war in Ukraine and what's happening with the Houthi rebels and the proliferation of these cheap drones, many of them now armed, into military conflicts around the region. So Australia does have a drone capability. It's largely a drone surveillance capability. And the question really here is actually particularly raised by the strikes that we've seen on US personnel in the Middle East, is about a counter-drone capability, which the ADF has really nascent capability in, as well as our ability to field these drones ourselves. And I think it's interesting to reflect on development cycle here. So I agree with Peter that we need to move more quickly and we need to get on the front foot with this. But we're in a spiral of technology development that's happening very, very rapidly at the moment. Very similar to what we saw sort of aircraft and aircraft carriers and others going through the 1920s and the 1930s. So what you bring into field in capabilities now may be well obsolete in 3, 6 or 12 months' time. So we need to take a calibrated approach to this. And we also need to reflect that Australia is currently not in a conflict. We need to have the resources and the development pathway that if that did happen, we could develop these very, very quickly, or that we have capabilities in service that we would feel, particularly, I think, in the counter-drone technology area.